Yo, welcome back to the Red or Blue Pill channel, people. Thank you for returning subscribers. If you're new, what we do is go through creepy TikToks that make you question reality. Don't forget, sub up, turn on notifications, let me know your thoughts in the comments. With that being said, let's roll.
A major response from authorities that could be related to an incident involving a drone. It is happening in Hillsborough, New Jersey. What is even happening in the skies above us? So this might be a big answer.
Drone crash somewhere behind. We're showing you that view from above. We're in a shopping plaza in Hillsborough, just off Route 206. First responders have been here all morning, including Hillsborough police, a lot of onlookers. I talked to one woman who says her concerns are growing, calling all the recent drone activity very bizarre. She says she heard the drone crash happened overnight here, but she says that she's seen several, what she believes are drones anyway, flying around her home. Some experts have said the sightings could very well be lawfully manned aircrafts today.
You know, there's a saying that we had after 9/11. I think that's become, if you see something, don't worry about it, because we saw it too.
FBI says there's no reason to believe that these recent possible drone sightings pose a national security threat.
I can't work out if there is a drone crash or not. If anybody had got any information on these drone crashes, let me know, because I've seen a couple now, but I can't really confirm it. You know what I mean?
I listen to a lot of things. First, I want to connect some dots here because they are connected. Okay? When Donald Trump was on the Joe Rogan podcast, they had a conversation about aliens. Not the ones Trump wants to deport. Okay? The ones from other planets. Let's listen.
There's a lot of interest in it.
One of the things that
There's a lot of interest in the people coming from space, you know.
Yes.
And I know you're interested in
Oh,
that.
very interested in that. How much did they tell you about that?
A lot.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd they tell you?
Well, it's never been my thing, I have to be honest. I interviewed jet pilots that say they saw something. And they said, we saw things, sir, that were very strange. Like a round ball, but it wasn't a comet or a meteor. It was something. And it was going 4 times faster than an F-22, which is a very fast plane, you know.
That's dot one. But there's a man named Cliff High. You should Google Cliff High. He is a researcher known for developing a technique called predictive linguistics, which involves analyzing internet data to predict future events. And based off that conversation with President Trump and Joe Rogan, he predicted a future event. Let's listen.
But what we do have some justification for suggesting is that there will be 39 days between the temporal marker of the Trump interview and the appearance of this visible contention. The visible contention, space aliens. Okay, so
What happened?
Sort of very complex kind of Independence Day kind of shit, right? Nobody will know who the hell is doing what with whom. Now, so anyway, now we have a strange thing where there's swarms of 20-foot drones flying around military bases. So unknown. Nobody knows who owns these drones, who's controlling them. At least they're not telling us guys.
Now, my whole life, 1 + 1 has equaled 2. But then I heard Terrence Howard on Joe Rogan, and regardless of what he thinks about math, 1 + 1 still equals 2. Trump and Rogan had this conversation. Cliff High, who previously predicted the 2004 Indonesian tsunami, stated that an alien invasion will be triggered 39 days after Trump's appearance on Joe Rogan. Trump's interview took place on October 25th, 2004. Marking the start of the countdown. We first started seeing these SUV-sized drones on December 3rd. Either we are in the midst of one of the greatest social experiments of all time, one of the greatest pranks of all time, or we being invaded by aliens. Okay, according to Cliff High, the alien invasion will involve air battles between UFOs and military forces, with UFOs even engaging in combat among themselves. Listen, I don't know what's happening. I just know that White House National Security Communications Advisor John Kirby is telling us these SUV-sized drones are manned aircraft. It's not one, it's not two, it's not several, it's a lot of them. One of my peoples in Jersey sent me a video last night of 8 of them over her neighborhood. If this is manned aircraft, then whose mans is this? Okay, who are these men? Are they little and green? And why are we okay with what's happening? Kirby, your statement didn't answer any questions. For me, it raised even more because I'm a common sense purist. This is what happens when they keep us looking down at our phones. We are slaves to the lies that our smartphones tell us, and it causes us to ignore the realities all around us. You can call people like Cliff High crazy. You can call them a conspiracy theorist, but I don't see it being a coincidence that he predicted an alien invasion would happen 39 days after Trump's appearance on Joe Rogan, when they was on there talking about aliens, and then all of a sudden flying SUVs are all over New Jersey. Why are they just flying over our residential areas? What if they crash into our houses? What's the mission? Is this even lawful? Why wasn't the public informed about these operations ahead of time? Look, man, American government, it's okay to be honest with the American people. Just admit either you don't know what's going on up there, or you do, and it's not something you want us to know about. Because all Black Twitter going to do is make jokes anyway. Okay, the American people are not going to care unless you tell us it's the Kardashians and Taylor Swift up there driving one of those SUV-sized drones. Look, we can avoid reality, but you cannot avoid the consequences of avoiding reality. I don't know what reality currently is, and I don't know what the consequences of avoiding it will be. But I just want us to be aware of what our current reality truly is. Please give White House National Security Communications Advisor John Kirby the biggest hee-haw.
What our current reality truly is bonkers. That's all I've got to say, really.
I saw you on the red carpet. Looks like you lost those last few pounds. Angela, looks like you picked up that bit of weight Jeremy dropped. Could have been a carrot in that dress, but I guess you brought pumpkins back in season tonight. Good thing there's no fairy godmother around. You'll be carting Cinderella off to the ball. Oh, what's this? Elijah taking the stage. Wow. Elijah Lewis just slapped the heck out of me. Don't you ever talk about my wife that way. Relax, my friend. It was just a joke. I'm a comedian, Elijah. You know how it is. No disrespect, Angela. You're gorgeous. I said keep my wife's name out your mouth, boy. Honey, calm down. On live TV. Wow. This may be the greatest night in television. Am I right?
When I first watched this, which is quite a while back, I thought, oh my days, we are living in a stage and we are repeating the same stuff every sort of, 20, 30 years. I don't know. It's just a loop, the loop theory. But then I did some digging and I'm pretty sure, I didn't play it at the time because I'm pretty sure that I found out it was made after. I don't think it was made before. I think it was just a production made after on YouTube. But I could be wrong. I can't exactly remember. But I'm pretty sure it's not real. It's all fake, meatball.
It will come a point where no job is needed. The AI will be able to do everything. We won't have universal basic income. We'll have universal high income. Because really, I think everyone will have access to this magic genie.
Can I hear that again?
This magic genie.
He's straight up telling us, not even trying to hide it. And for those who do not know, a genie is a supernatural being that originated in ancient Mesopotamia and Middle Eastern legend and myths. The word genie may come from the Aramaic term for pagan deities that were later demoted to demons. Genies are often depicted as humanoid or human-like, but with extraordinary powers. They can shapeshift, fly, become invisible, and possess humans. They are spirits depicted as being imprisoned, but capable of granting wishes when summoned. Hey, look at that. Tesla launches actual smart summon feature in China. Just a coincidence. It's not just Tony Musk talking about a genie in a bottle. We also have Genie 2 coming from Google. Now, Genie 2 generates unlimited diverse training environments for future general agents. It is a foundational world model capable of generating an endless variety of action, controllable, playable 3D environments for training and evaluating embodied agents. And they do this based off of a single prompt image. It can be played by a human or AI agent using keyboard and mouse inputs. So Genie 2 can take one photo and make an entire world from it where you can either play it or artificial intelligence can operate through it. As we can see down here from a single photo, it creates an entire universe. It looks like game developers will be out of a job. But hey, don't worry, that's why people like Tony Musk is pushing for a universal basic income. And don't worry, he's not the only one pushing for this future. You know, the future that we see being played out in Revelation chapter 13, where the false prophet was granted power to give breath to the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast to be taken. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their foreheads, and that no one may buy or sell except one who has the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So I mean, if you want to receive your universal basic income, you're probably going to need to take your Neuralink. Welcome to the Novus Ordo Secularum, the order of the ages that people are cheering on, with this guy leading the charge. Hey, you know, you might not have a job in the future, but at least your body might be used for something. I mean, how old were you when you realized others couldn't see the Matrix? I'm sure this right here is just a coincidence. How prophetic is this, a art piece that he commissioned, The Fork in the Road, when in reality, this is the fork in the road right here, where the majority of people are being led down the broad road that leads to destruction, which is the Tower of Babel 2.0, humanity coming together for immortality through technology, where if successful, X will evolve to be the collective consciousness of humanity, or more accurately, the human-machine collective. Man making God in their own image, denying eternal life which is found in Jesus Christ, but trying to obtain immortality through technology. This is the fork in the road. The narrow gate that leads to eternal life is found in Jesus Christ, but the majority of individuals are going to follow on that broad path that leads to destruction, where Mr. Tony Musk even admits that he is okay with going to hell if indeed that is his destination, since the vast majority of all humans ever born will be there. The vast majority of humans will be there because they went on the broad road that led to destruction. And with that being said, take heed that nobody deceives you. We live in a crazy, deceptive world, but prophecy is your protection against deception. And we need to focus our eyes upon the Lord, realizing that the testimony of Jesus Christ is the spirit of prophecy. And the convergence of prophetic events paints the picture of the times that we are living in. So with that, we have our hearts established for the coming of the Lord is near. James 5:8. With that, I love you all so much. God bless. Remember, the just shall live by faith.
The world is bonkers. The world is bonkers. Yeah, I don't know. Like AI can take over all jobs, can't it? Really, when you're looking at all the technology that they've had, I think they've already had it for a while. This is why I can't work out. If they've always had the technology, then why have they used us for labour? So maybe they haven't. Maybe it has progressed, or they've been given it somewhere along the line because it's gone exponentially just through the roof. But yeah, Book of Revelations, that's something we need to go over on the other channel. Maybe I'll do that next. So we're doing Book of Genesis at the moment, but I might skip and go to the Book of Revelations just for the crack. Yeah, let me know if you want to see the Book of Genesis covered. No, the Book of Revelations. Okay. I'm going to narrate it because the guy was talking foreign, so you wouldn't understand what he was saying unless you was from his country. But this guy's on a boat. There's some weird stuff going on in the background. There's something strange. Got someone saying, anyone else seeing in the sky 40 seconds? I mean, I'm seeing a lot of strange stuff going on. Someone else saying that's the moon. And then someone else saying, yeah, like 5 or 6 UFOs. So there's some weird stuff going on here, peeps. Some weird stuff, for sure. You know what I mean? Yeah. Bonkers.
But
I've
I'm
absolutely no idea what's going on there. Someone please fill me in with what's going on. That's just a bit weird.
Budget for the
He's obviously not needed to play
knows
Biden
what
anymore.
These things are.
Clearly,
now I'm worried.
That gig is up. But very weird. Yeah.
Security.
Maybe he is one of the good ones because he's still hanging around. So maybe he is part of the massive show, but he's on the good side, hopefully. I don't know. Let me know what you think.
Oh, is that moving quick? That could be a drone. I don't know what the hell that is. But that is quick. There's only one remaining right now. Whatever that green flashing one is, he moved quick around it to get it. he's like right on it. Oh, ooh, 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 that whatever it was just shut down the drone, if that was a drone. Holy crap.
Did we just witness a UFO fight in the air? Or what's a unidentified drone? UFD. It's a new thing. I just made that up. We'll call it a UFD. A UFD versus a UFO or a plasmoid or whatever that was. I don't know. Like, there's some weird stuff going on, but yeah, that to me looked like there was two things from different teams coming together. One got a whack. Boom. Down. Down he goes. That's crazy.
This behind me is happening in Syria right now. I'm sure you can tell there's a major climax coming.
Oh, shizzle. That looks disturbing. I don't know what if that's real. Like, that is literally from a film. That looks like a scene from a film, and not a good film for human civilization. And let me tell you that.
Okay, legit, I had to like pull over and like pull this back up because I thought maybe it's a car party, right? There's a bunch of like those weird looking Tesla vehicles over there, and I thought maybe it's like a car club. They're just all meeting up, and it's a Thursday night. I just want to show you, but there's no one over there. There's not a body. There's not a person. Like, if it was a car club, those are pretty common around Atlanta. But look at this. I'm gonna zoom in just so you... But the video that I heard was, it was like this girl who was saying, like, have you seen any of like the lights flickering or anything like that? And then there was a guy in Jersey who was like, yeah, my apartment car, I mean my like house lights, I'm sorry, my house lights have been going off and like flickering. And she made a video of like lights just like this doing the same thing in a parking lot. I have no idea how to find that or stitch it, but this is what's happening. Not a single person. And listen, I'll let the window down so you can hear. Because when I had like my radio on. There's no sound. Hold on, I think I can turn my car off. No sounds. Just cars going off. Alright, interesting enough.
I don't know if she noticed this or not, but there was drones, or there was UFOs, or whatever you want to call them, above. Have a look. Go back and check the video out. It is in the sky. Drones. So not only are the lights going weird. God, this world is crazy, peeps. It is bonkers, isn't it? Hey? And it was on 12/12. 12/12.
Let's add a little bit more suspicion here. Clark Griswold got a black eye right before everyone was about to watch National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. So this is just a couple days ago. Look at a picture from his Instagram. His eye is just blackened like you wouldn't believe.
Okay, why has he got it now?
Well, good question. Here's what it said in the article right here. It says, in response to growing curiosity, the rep joked to TMZ, he does not like to brag, but he fights crime late at night. You can thank him later. Yeah, in all seriousness, Chevy's rep assured us the comedy legend was just fine, revealing the funny man just bumped his head in his hotel room, rushing for a meeting. Okay, BS.
bumped your eye when you bumped your head?
That's the thing. It's like, you know why black eyes usually happen to only certain people? It's because they were punched in the eye, because it's like our eye sockets are just about the same size as a fist. Now, Chevy Chase's eye is jacked up. Not quite as bad as Jay Leno because of his whole side of his face, but like, that looks like somebody punched him in the eye. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I have a practical question. If he was fighting crime, does that mean he got into a fight with Mitch McConnell? because maybe that's the only way. It really does almost seem like that there's a geriatric fight club happening right now.
Geriatric fight club.
And people say, somebody in the comment section actually made a good point. The reason they're most often on the left is because most people are right-handed. So if you throw a punch, most people are going to throw a right-handed punch. So you're going to punch somebody in the left eye, right?
That's a good point. Yeah.
So obviously, Chevy was fighting a southpaw because he got that in the right eye.
Yeah, these black eyes are very weird. Very, very weird. It's as if like they're being marked. So people know, a certain group maybe might know who they are, what they're doing. What it is, I don't know. Bonkers. I've never heard of that place before. Druid's Temple in Ripon. That looked really cool, didn't it? That looked well cool. I love places like this. Little windows to the people long before us. Wow. Amazing.
I came back to this universe because, first of all, I get to play a genius, which is a bit of a stretch. I bought a lot of stuff and I need the money, frankly.
You better not cry. I'm telling you why. It's coming to town. And who's coming to town? Huh? Who's coming to town? And you know what? In your brain, and you have a brain, in the center of that brain is a thing called claustrum. And it makes the oil come down into your body. And that oil goes all through your body, and it is the oil of life. You know what that oil is called? It's called chrism. The chrism comes down from heaven. And when you meditate, you raise it back up to the Father's house. And the claustrum is the gift of life. And when it comes in, a mother breastfeeds, and they call the breast milk claustrum. And the ancients knew it was the gift of life that came down from that higher part of the brain. And so the ancients called it the holy claustrum, the sanctified claustrum, the saint claustrum. And then it began to become abbreviated. It was the Holy Claus, it was the Saint Claus, and it became the Santa Claus bringing gifts from the North Pole. Down the chimney, down the spine comes the gift of life. Back up the chimney, up the spine goes that gift when he hooks up his reindeer and flies off into bees exultant.
Oh wait, I told y'all I was right. Remember on the video, maybe you don't, when I said that the time was off? Duh, I knew it. I've been going through daylight savings time my whole motherfucking life. The same fall back, spring forward, fall back.
Anybody seen that video of the couple in New Jersey that the clock on their car changed when the drones flew overhead? Because I was thinking today that time is flying by.
Now, I just want to say, before we get deeper into what she has to say, keep an open mind. For those that have never followed me before, keep an open mind. But for those of you that have been on my page for a while, you know what time it is, or do we really?
And I feel like we're getting drained like 20 minutes a day, maybe.
Because we are.
Even more, we could be getting drained. I don't know at this point. But all I know is it's pitch black dark right at 5 o'clock now.
Said it yesterday.
And it's crazy that today we're out. I left my house at 9 o'clock this morning. Didn't even think about eating lunch for some reason. So we stopped at like 2 o'clock to get something to eat. And then I looked at the clock and it was 4:30.
Now, I'm not even going to sit here and pretend that I know how they're doing it, because I don't. But here's what we do know. Do you remember when you were a kid and you're sitting in a classroom and they had the big clock up front? For those of you that are older, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. And then you would look at the clock and then it would tick, tick, tick. And then, you know, your classes aren't that long. Even when you were a teenager and you were doing first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, whatever period, and you would sit there and watch it tick, tick. And that 8 hours at school to 9 hours took how long? Same thing on the weekends when you were at home. The weekends were long. Now, think about the movie Interstellar. You know, the one with Matthew McConaughey? They travel to this world in search of something, this world in search, and this world in search, to all these different places, and all of their times are different as compared to Earth. And then now we know more about quantum jumping, timeline shifts, and etc. Do you remember back in like August when it felt like it was either August or September, when it felt like we got onto a more positive timeline? And it didn't last for very long. And then it was like one day we woke up and it was boom, back to negative timeline again. I remember specifically when we were on the good timeline, I was still waking up around 3 a.m. as I had been for a year previously, but it felt like time slowed back down. But then as soon as we went back to the negative timeline, it sped back up. So I'd ask my mom, I was like, you know, when you're a kid, everything really seems so long. Yeah, it does. No, not really. Because now my daughter is saying, wow, that really flew by. And I all the time ask her, did you have a long day? Not really. So, listen, I'm not the smartest or sharpest tool in the shed. Could it be, like the lady in the video said, about the drones? And I had another person tell me in my inbox that they know somebody at a department that, can't say it on here, but they know somebody at the department store that told them that they are not drones. I'll make a video on it later. But is this a timeline shift? Is it a timeline warp? Is it CERN? Is it a multitude of different things? Let me know what you think is going on with our time. Because I knew I was right. I knew it.
We live in a hologram. None of this is real. I've heard that before, but how is that possible? It seems pretty real to me. We've been programmed with 5 senses in this reality to see, hear, touch, taste, and smell. But obviously there's so much more than that. But this pen is physical matter. Like, I can hit myself with it and it hurts. Physical matter doesn't exist. Every single thing is actually just a collection of molecules. And through quantum mechanics, we've proven that if you touch an object, your molecules go into that object. And the object's molecules will go into you. Okay, but how do you know that we're in a hologram? Like, what have you actually proven? I don't get it. All matter is an oscillating energy grid over oscillating energy grid. And it's moving at a very rapid rate, thus creating a hologram. So we've just been programmed with the 5 senses to understand this reality, but we can have more senses than that in this reality as well. We discussed this in my last video, but this is the end of that 29-page document. That's about our hologram reality. Okay, I just looked at the document, and page 25 is missing. Why? Yeah, Vice magazine called us out for that a while back, so we had to post it But it wasn't the real page, because that page was talking about how to meet God. And we don't want you to know that. I'm sorry, did you say God? What's God? Well, God is the source of all of this. So God created this hologram, and we're here. But if this is a hologram, that also means we're somewhere else. Yes. Yeah, you have a higher self. It's bigger than this reality. So that's fun. Okay, so this is a hologram, and then my higher self is like my real self, like the real reality. Well, there are many holograms. That's the fun part. So what you're going through right now, since we're all connected, is connected to the other holograms. So yourself is actually going through similar things in those holograms as well. Okay, so there are many holograms, and they're all living lives, okay? But then there's one reality that is actually the real one, but we're not in it right now. Yeah.
End of the show, peeps. Thank you for watching. Appreciate the support, and I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.